Hello, good morning. We would like to apologize for the late start. We are waiting to form a quorum before we start the first General Assembly. So kindly hold on. Thank you very much. Again, welcome to the first AOBA-GHANA
Strategically placed, so please. And if you can join us, push forward a little bit, please. Let's fill up the space a little bit. Thank you very much. Two. Santaclausians in the souvenir room. Let them all come. Okay. All right. Okay. Very good morning to you all. Oh, good afternoon. I ask more. A very good afternoon to you all, and welcome to Adisco House. This is our secretariat, and we're very pleased to host you all here today. My name is Eko Daniel. I am currently the interim organizing secretary for AOBA-GHANA, pending your endorsement. First, let me also introduce the interim chairman who will take seat here. And so I'd like to call on you, Chairman Hammond, Samson Hammond, who is the interim chairman for AOBA-GHANA. 1972 year group. 1972 year group. Jubilee House. We're also very privileged to be having the Vice President, Finance and Administration of the Global Executive Council also here. And I'd like to invite him to join Chairman Samson Hammond. Mr. Robert Kakari Dako, Santa 82. Santa 82. Right. Now that we have them in place, I'd like to also acknowledge that we have some of the members from other regions, representatives from other regions who are here. We will introduce them appropriately. So, without much ado, I believe that per the Constitution, that is also yet to be accepted for AOBA-GHANA. There are supposed to be about 30 of us to form a quorum so that a meeting can be had and decisions can be taken. Currently, we form a quorum. We are online as well on AOBA-GHANA on YouTube. And so we have a few people who have also logged in. You are all welcome. So let me call on Senior Seho Ahiable, Santa 91, right, to give us the opening prayer. He's also the president for the Western region and a representative from the Western region. All right, sir.
Thank you very much. Can you please be out? Our glorious and everlasting Father, we're so grateful to you for a day like this. We thank you for bringing us here this morning, this afternoon, for this program. We are committing everything into your hands, O Father. Come and brood over this meeting. Lord, those Santas on the way coming, bring them here safely in their numbers. We commit every deliberation to your hands and help that everything will go on smoothly and perfectly as we desire. Give us a fine weather throughout the day, and at the end of the day, we remember to give glory and thanks unto you. This and many others we pray in the mighty name of Jesus with thanksgiving. Let's all say a big amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Shall we take our seats? I have just received a correction that we must form a quorum of 30 from 3 regions. So currently we have Ashanti region, Jongozo. We have Western region, Senior Hiable, and then we have Greater Accra. So we definitely do form a quorum. Thank you very much. Without wasting much time, let's move on to the next item, which is a report by the interim chairman. This is a meeting, and it will be more interactive. And so we feel it necessary not to use a podium, but to have a desk so we can discuss. Thank you very much, Chairman Hammond. I beg you. I almost breached protocol. Please take your seat. I should have done the needful. I should have done the welcome properly. I made a very big mistake by not acknowledging our seats amongst us. So this is a year group roll call. If you are here from Santa, if you are a Santa from 1950 to 1960, we are doing by the decade. Please, shall you be rising? 1950 to 1960. Bigger round of applause. Bigger round of applause. Lovely. 1961 to 1970. If you are here, another round of applause. Beautiful. 1971. Okay. Two. two, two. Try 1, 2. Try 1, 2.
Glad to see all of you. We form a quorum and we are well represented. Thank you very much. So good morning, fellow Santaclausians. With immense joy and satisfaction, I welcome you all to our first annual General Assembly of the decided AOBA Association, Ghana. And I am particularly excited because this meeting has been on the drawing board for a very long time, since the approval of the GEC Constitution in October 2022. So you can see that it has been on the table for a long time. All those of us working are only working in interim position. Today we are here to do the needful. First of all, endorse the people working maybe for a shortest time so that we can do election according to the transitional provisions in the Constitution, and also to approve the Constitution. That Constitution that was established for the GEC, which was approved on 15th October 2022, gave responsibility for the formation of AOBA-GHANA. And then this is the mandate the Constitution gave us, which we needed to form alongside North America AOBA and UK AOBA. The powers and responsibilities of AOBA-GHANA are set out in section 7.3 of the Global Constitution is as follows. 1, to oversee and coordinate all the activities of the regional and area energy groups in Ghana. Suffice me to say that it is only in Ghana that we have area and regional groups. In the UK or North America, everybody belongs to one association, and they pay dues directly to that association. Ghana is the headquarters, and in Ghana we have the NAMES. So we can only plan and work better when we form ourselves into area and energy groups, and then go beyond the energy groups privileges of meeting your classmates. Now you are going to meet people who are 55-year group, 56-year group, people doing the same profession that you have, and then you can also coordinate with one another. The second one is to ensure that the long-term interests and welfare of all members in Ghana, where you have the numbers, are served. Third is to serve as the link between the AOBA-GHANA and the GEC. And then fourth is to be accountable to the GEC in promoting sustainable and cost-efficient activities of the association that will be beneficial to the members of AOBA-GHANA. And finally, but not the least, to conduct any activities that will be assigned to us by the GEC. Soon after the approval of the Global Constitution, the GEC, led by our President, Dr. Daniel Oredu, gave a mandate to the previous executive members of the decided Parliamentary House, chaired by myself, to see to the formation of AOBA-GHANA. So this is evolving from the House concept, for which most of you are aware of. Particularly, we were to ensure that the good concept underpinning the formation of the decided Parliament House is kept. In other words, the good thing, reason why we said the House should continue. You can't throw the baby with the dirty water away. You can throw only the dirty water, but not the baby. And secondly, form regional and area groups to ensure that Santaclausians operate at small group levels in addition to our normal energy groups, to create familiarity with each other. Thirdly, to promote networking for businesses, mentorship for young Santaclausians, social care for the elderly, and create a spirit of camaraderie among all Santaclausians living within the same vicinity, so that we know ourselves and care for one another. After several meetings and hours of challenging work, the result is what we see today. A draft constitution has been prepared for AOBA-GHANA, which is expected to be approved today. We have also drafted regional and area group constitutions to facilitate the formation of regional and area groups. We have also facilitated the formation of various regional and energy groups who we shall announce today. I would like to acknowledge the efforts of the following Santaclausians who constituted the Constitution Drafting Committee, guided by the legal luminary Santa Bobby Bansin of 2005 Energy Group. Myself, as the chairman, 1972, Patrick Smith Hassan, his has permission, is out of the country in 1981. Sir Jojo May will be coming soon, 1977. Peter Tura, who was our previous, the last secretary, 1993. Aziz Baku, I hope he'll be coming soon, 1997. Eko Daniel, our coordinator or the organizing secretary, 1974. And Lukman Salifu, shall we see you? We've seen Eko, so shall we see you? Lukman, 1981. Eko, we've also seen you. 1981, isn't it? Oh, you are 94. Okay, you are 94. Yes, Eko Daniel, 1994. I think it's correctly stated here. Soon after completing the drafting of the various constitutions in May 2023, so you can see that we've been working for a very long time. The real work began. We formed an interim National Executive Council to steer the affairs of AOBA-GHANA and to promote the establishment of regional and area groups. The list of the interim members will be released later in this program, because one of the items we have online is to endorse them according to the transitional provision, at least for the following year, to continue the job. Then we can have election. Through the challenging work of this interim executive council, today we have the following regional and area energy groups, and still counting. We will share some more strategies to engage Santaclausians to form more chapters later in this meeting. However, the current groups are Greater Accra Region Group, which is being managed by myself; Northern Region Energy Group, led by Ernest Ankama Kofi. They are not here today. I hope they are in line. It's 1982. Then Central Region Energy Group, led by George Jerry Hansen, 1969. He asked for permission. Western Region Energy Group, led by Samuel Seho Ahiable, 1990. Seho, are you here? Yeah, he gave us the opening player. Ashanti Region Energy Group, very dynamic group, led by Kofi Rafi Kumali, if you know him, 1980. And Volta Region Energy Group, which have just been formed and they are yet to elect their leadership. Other area groups that we have are Spinters, led by Niama Akita, 1978. Tema Area Group, led by Santa Peter Opoku, 1956. So we have a 56-person leading an energy group. Accra West Energy Group, led by Santa Patrick Smith Hassan, 1981. Accra East Energy Group, still in its formation stage. Dansoma Energy Group, currently being led by Kojo Apitu. Kojo Apitu, are you here? Yes, stand up and let's see you. Dansoma was a vibrant energy group. It went down. By the aid of these young men, they are reviving it. And that is the Santa spirit. Let us give them a hand, and we are happy. So, Mr. Bentinenti, that will be your group members. So, I'll let them see you. The NEC of AOBA-GHANA has since strategized to promote the agenda of AOBA-GHANA. We have developed a strategy to augment the brand Adisade, codenamed Manners Maketh Man. And I'm sure for those of you who have been in the school long enough, you know Manners Maketh Man. This was presented to the Stakeholders Forum held by the GEC at Adisade College on the 5th of June 2025. We presented the whole strategy, how to augment the brand Adisade. Our presentation outlines strategies and programs to remodel values, morals, leadership, and the legacy of all students who pass through Adisade College. We believe that Adisade is a brand, and the values by which the school has lived ought to be transferred to generations. And AOBA-GHANA is well positioned to champion this together with all stakeholders. Because we are in Ghana, we see everything that happens in Ghana, And therefore, we are the best position to work hard. If you go to the school today, there's a culture of students soliciting for money, something we never did whilst we were there. And we need to be able to take care of these things. I remember going to one Santaclausian to look for money to rehabilitate a house. And he asked me one question. Hammond, when we were in school, did you seal lover blades, put it in your chobos, and go away with it because you have finished school? I said, no. He said, so I won't give you for people to go and collect lover blades and steal them away. That is the culture we need to break. The NEC also initiated the collection of adequate data on members to facilitate dissemination of information. As a result, today we currently have over 800 people on our platform and still counting. We are of the firm belief that this will go a long way to help the committee set up by the GEC to collect data on all Santaclausians. What we need now is appropriate guidelines for communication on our AOBA-GHANA platform. And I hope members will be able to come with some ideas to be able to ensure that we have the appropriate guidelines. We have initiated strategies to incorporate the tertiary institutions into our fold. Now, we have chapters at the University of Ghana and the KNUST. We are currently in the process of establishing chapters at UPSA, UDS in Tamale, and UCC in Cape Coast. We have also discussed extensive strategies to plan visits to our elderly Santaclausians to provide the needed social care. And the Ashanti region and the Tema group have already initiated this. It is interesting to know that when somebody dies, especially an elderly Santaclausian, we get a letter. And most of us attend the funeral. And all we do is to sing up Santaclausians. Why don't we sing these songs or our anthem while the people are alive to lift up their spirits? Because old age brings loneliness, and it's only the saddest spirits that can help revive that. Challenges. As a result of the distance between the regions and area groups, most of our meetings were online. This comes with challenges of internet, quality phones, and other organizations. Despite this, members have shown commitment to our meetings. The Secretariat has allocated an office to AOBA-GHANA. We now have the challenge of getting appropriate office furniture and contributing to the running of the Secretariat, which is important. This is a rented premises. Knowing very well that it's a rented premises, we have to help run the place. Currently, the major issue is funding. As a newly promoted body, we have no funds at all. This AGA has been funded by benevolent Santaclausians. And at this stage, I would like to thank all those who voluntarily contributed to fund our first annual General Assembly. We will need to initiate the payment of dues to support both the AOBA-GHANA and the Secretariat. I will appeal to all Santaclausians in Ghana to rise to the occasion to donate willingly to support the running of the Secretariat. In addition, the STEM house, I'm sure you all know about the STEM house in the school. We have been able to obtain funding for about 2 floors, equipment for 2 floors. We need people to come up and then donate for the additional 2 floors. We are one of the first schools to have built our own STEM house. So let us live up to the expectation to fund it. In raising funds for our operation, the NEC of AOBA-GHANA has agreed at our meeting on the 23rd March 2025 that all regional and area groups continue to pay their 1,000, which we were originally paying to GEC. Pay it to AOBA-GHANA. The AOBA-GHANA will in turn pay the block dues of $500 to the GEC. The 1,000 dues will be reviewed later based on the strength of the regional and area groups and the individual contributions towards the running of the regional and area groups. At this point, let us also remind ourselves that the GEC project to raise 3 million Ghana cedis over 3 years to be invested in a trust fund to be able to manage a decided college is still pending. As AOBA-GHANA, we've been allocated $1 million to pay over 3 years. So we need to create a formidable organization with the financial muscle to raise this fund. We cannot fail our college at this time. Looking ahead, we will continue to provide leadership and guidelines for regional and area energy groups and help form new ones within the next 1 year. We have also planned programs which will include the following: yearly annual General Assembly like we have now, introduction of Santa Talks, where we talk of things like preparing wills, that is critical, and other healthy things. It will interest you to know that last week or so, I was with Professor J.E. Mensah, the well-renowned head of urology department at Kolebu, and we talk about this, that it will be a joy for him to come and give us a lecture on how to manage our prostrates. Regional and area visitations to celebrate senior Santas is also on the program. Appreciation for Santas who have been recognized by governments and given positions is also on the program. Regional and area level business fair to be able to encourage people to go into business to raise money. And then continuous collaboration with the tertiary institution. Regional and area campus visits to encourage our students and mentor them, and then create more chapters or chapter expansion. And of course, all works and no play make Jacks a dull boy. We have fun. We create a fun day for families and for ourselves. In conclusion, today we are here to officially approve the AOBA-GHANA Constitution and endorse the Interim National Executive Committee to continue the decent work for 1 year in accordance with the transitional provision section 20 in our constitution. It is clearly stated that when the constitution is approved, the interim can continue for 1 year, just interim to ensure that the constitution is tested. Then after that, we can have election to elect. We are also here to find ways to establish more regional and area groups, accept the constitution as a working document, and create a formidable organization that we can all be proud of. Next year, we shall assemble here again to elect a new executive to navigate the affairs of AOBA-GHANA through the difficult terrain ahead of us. Every Santaclausian in Ghana lives in an area or a region. We are therefore appealing to every Santaclausian to commit himself to join an area or a regional group. Kumasi, Western region, and then Northern region, they have regions. Accra, we have so many, so we have area groups as well. We cannot look on as innocent bystanders while the values and the pride of our beloved college slip away. We must act together now through the energy, regional, and area groups. This is our time. Others have labored, and we share their glory. Ours is to do exploits and add to their gain. The tradition goes on. I thank the GEC leadership, the interim NEC members who have held the fort till now, the management of the Secretariat, Blackberry, and the streaming and planning committee for working hard to make this AGA possible. On behalf of the Interim National Executive Committee of AOBA-GHANA, I thank you all for coming to our first annual general meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Before we continue, I would like to recognize a rep from Santa Volta region, Mr. Delaga Janku. Please, can you rise so we can recognize you? Thank you so much. So, without wasting much time, we are going to move on to a report on the Congress resolutions and energy year group dues, which will be done by the GEC Vice President, Kakari Daku. I will give him a round of applause, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, fellow Santas. I hope you are all well. I think the chairman, interim chairman, have said it all. For us at GEC, I don't want to take the shine from AOB-GHANA. Today is the day for AOB-GHANA. It's not a day for GEC, so the attention must be on AOB-GHANA. So as much as possible, I'll keep it crispy and short, so that we can invest all the time on AOB-GHANA. On behalf of the GEC president and an executive of GEC, we want to thank the AOB-GHANA interim executives for inviting me to step in for the president and the other executives of the GEC. For GEC, we are particularly excited to see today. Why? Because we believe strongly that given the three pivots of our constitution, or the blocks, the North America, the Europe or the UK, and Ghana, Ghana holds in terms of numbers. And ultimately, the strength of the GEC and the strength of the global ADISCO will depend on the strength of AOB-GHANA. So for the GEC and for the ADISCO group or corporate body to succeed, GEC do not take kindly at all what we are seeing today. We are particularly happy to see what is going on and to see the birth of AOB-GHANA today. All what we want to say is that for AOB-GHANA, like the chairman, interim chairman said, we would pray that you look to the uniqueness of your body, because AOB UK and AOB North America is totally different from AOB-GHANA. So we would encourage AOB-GHANA to look at your uniqueness and design programs or activities that would fit and lift the AOB-GHANA group. And fortunately, the interim Ghana the chairman had eloquently mentioned so many programs that the AOB-GHANA intends to undertake, at least for the 1 year or the interim period before the final approval of the new executives. So for us, I would say GEC is always ready to support AOB-GHANA. GEC has no intention of ever micromanaging AOB-GHANA or of any of the blocks that exist. We are there as a corporate, like a holding institution, to assist or support any of the blocks to develop. For us, our weakest or our corporate body is only as weak or as strong as the weakest in the institution. So as much as possible, GEC is hoping and ready to support the blocks. Today it is Ghana, and we are here to give you Ghana all the support that Ghana takes off in a very big way, because we believe that the strength of our situation would largely depend on the strength of AOB-GHANA. We are also very happy to see how AOB-GHANA is strategizing and breaking the larger corporate body into smaller units for purposes of functionality and for purposes of moving the group ahead. So, Chairman, GEC is very happy to see the way you have started. And we also want to thank the interim executive, the sacrifices they've made. Okay, I know interim chairman and the other executives have put in a lot, and then some of the old NEC committee members have put in a lot for us to see today. We are eternally grateful to all the committee members for bringing us this far. Regarding the resolutions that were passed at the last Congress, one particular one is the dues by the energy groups. I think there have been review of the dues for the energy groups, And it is very important that the dues were reviewed. And the dues have been calibrated from energy groups, largely depending on the numbers that did exist. You would agree with me that when I was in Form 1, I can talk for myself, 1977, when we entered Form 1, our total student size was 142. We were 142. In Aglomi House, the whole house, we were just 12 of us. So, and you can compare to today, the whole year group is in excess of 1,500 and something. So, it would just be unfair that year groups numbers of 140 pays the same dues as year groups that are in thousands. I think the president calibrated that for some of the year groups, if you use a standard figure of 1,000 Ghana cedis, and for some of the year groups, they'll be paying like 10 pesos per head, which is woefully inadequate. And this even is insulting us to us as Santes, that for us to go somewhere and say, I contribute 10 pesos to my year group. I think it isn't good at all. It's an insult. I think it's 10 pesos if you calibrate it to those who are in thousands. It's like even 1 peso. Okay, it's 1 peso. But if you are 1,000 people and you are paying 1,000 cedis, some is 1 cedi and it's too low. So it has been recalibrated. And I think the secretary of GEC is going to publish the new dues, which are taking cognizance of the student numbers from the days when they were about 100 or lower to now when student numbers are in excess of thousands. It has also taken cognizance of the fact that some of the year groups, they don't have the numbers, may also have just started working, for which reason their pockets may not be that deep, or may just have been on national service or something. So all the economic factors and social factors have been taken into cognizance in determining the dues payments for the year groups. And these dues payments are very, very important. Without the dues by the energy groups, basically nothing happens, and we would have to rely on donations. And the donations are very ad hoc in nature, and we cannot plan with donations. Okay, donations, nobody can plan with donations. Donations will depend on how somebody feels or how, and nothing works that way. For instance, this secretariat, we pay $1,200 a month. Okay, and it's very important that we run the secretariat. This gives us the image, this gives us the brand. And we can proudly say we stand unique of all the schools now to run such a secretariat. Okay, and it is not cheap, $1,200 a month. We had some benevolent old students fund it up to September. So come September, GEC would have to be paying for the monthly. Welcome. This is our Shianche, the landlord. Seto, welcome. So GEC would have to be paying $1,200 a month, and it can largely be paid from our energy group dues. So we would plead and encourage all of us as we go back to our various individual energy groups that please help us pay the energy year group dues. It would largely support our secretariat and also give us some backup for other activities of the GEC. Some concerns were raised by some energy groups regarding the new calibrated dues from the 70s and 80s. The concerns were valid. But unfortunately for the GEC, the Congress hold the supreme position in varying what was approved was it in March? In March, isn't it? April. Unfortunately, we would have to respect our constitution and wait till the next Congress of the GEC. Unfortunately, we will plead with you, because any attempt for us to sit in AOB-GHANA and vary the deals that were approved by the Congress will be catastrophic. And it may send wrong signals to the other blocks that GEC is equal to AOB-Ghana. And we should not it should not be encouraged and then entertained. So we'll plead with the 70s and the 80s. Please just bear with us for 1 year. Your concerns are genuine, and we have taken cognizance of them. At the next Congress of the GEC, we would all put our heads together, and it will be properly reviewed, and there will be satisfaction across all the year groups. So, on that note, I would say I want to thank you on behalf of the GCU for coming. We are excited to see today, because like I said, the numbers sit in Ghana, and the strength of our AOB will largely depend on what happens in Ghana. And again, I want to reiterate that please, as much as you can, inform the GEC of your activities, and then let the GEC become a repository of knowledge, of information. We never intend to micromanage any block. Okay, we never intend to micromanage any block. All the blocks are good on your own. We would desire that you design your own programs and activities that will work uniquely. Okay, we would wish that the GEC wishes that each of the blocks, and today we are talking for Ghana, designed unique activities and programs that would work to promote Ghana. And I want to tell the executives, the interim executives, that GEC is ready and always willing to support you. Our doors are open. We see you as a partner to carry this agenda of moving AOB body progress, or to develop. On that note, I want to thank all of you, thank the interim executive, and say, come next year, we want to see a bigger story of AOB-Ghana, a better story, a story where it all be progress, and all the strategies that the interim executives have put in place, each of them, the boxes will be ticked, that they've been done and done well, and you will become the example maybe for the other blocks also to learn from. And I also want to say that don't let us be like silos, where AOB-Ghana sits in a silo, AOB-UK sits in another silo, and AOB Europe or sits in another silo. Let's share the energies and the synergies and the strengths. Let's leverage on each other, because in the end, it's the OOB corporate body that grows and strengthens. Colleague Santos, thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, GEC Vice President, Finance and Administration. This is an assembly. It's a discussion. And so at this point, we'd like to bring the mic closer to you. Based on what you have heard so far, what the chairman has reported on, if you have any thoughts to share, any questions to ask. Before this meeting, we shared the constitution on the platform, on the AOBA-GHANA platform. We want to believe that you have perused it enough, and so you may have concerns that you may want to ask or share before we move into the next item, which is the review and acceptance of the Constitution. So at this point, I'm throwing it to you. If you have any questions, any thoughts, anything at all you want to share with us. Anybody? We have 7 decades here. Somebody has a question? Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Samuel Wisdom Soho, I have blessed my name, Santa 1990, representing Sekeni Takrady for that matter. In the course of the delivery, we realized that the school needs a lot of money through the AOBA-GHANA and then the global group. We are supposed to solicit funds to help. When I got here, being a representative of the people, one of our people called me, and the concern was that in as much as Santaclausians try to help the school in whichever way they find themselves, either through their energy groups or the year groups hosting the various speed days and other things, they think they are trying their best to contribute their quota. But then sometimes when it gets to admission of their wards into the school, it becomes another problem. And he said he was very mad at the management and the leadership of the school, and for that matter, our group, because he tried to get his son in the school. He didn't get it because they demanded so much to be paid before. And at the time, he had to just give up. But he didn't pay a dime, and he got his son in Koboche. So we should ask what can be done about some of these things, because he's a well-paid member in his energy group, for that matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take a few more so that we can respond to it once, or we can share some insight. Seto, you have a question or concern? A response. Okay. Maybe you can share your thoughts on his concerns.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify a bit of the infant approach to the protocol situation. I just wanted to clarify the position of infant spin against what we do. A problem in ADISCO or AOBA has been that funds to support the school, funds to support our activities have come virtually from the protocol. Most of it. If you look at our accounts during the GEC, you see that the heavy bulk of money we have, about almost 2/3 or 3/4, is coming from protocol or donations. Infant charges higher per year group, big, and so they don't talk protocol. So it's easier for them to use the protocol to maneuver the way you are saying. So those are some of the things. I'm just bringing this in so that when we come to discussing it, we think through and then try and see how best we also want to take a leverage on it, so that protocol can be much more interesting. Because what you are saying, lots of things have come about it. But the reason protocol was used was just to galvanize some contribution into helping the school when they ask for things to be done. For example, the stakeholders meeting that was held recently was virtually sponsored by GEC. Yeah, it was virtually sponsored by GEC. So those are some of the things that come up, and that's the help. And the reason I was looking into Echo's face was I just received a message from US, one of the members in US. He said, I like what Senior Hammond, interim president, is saying. AOBA-GHANA is the main organization. Directly below it are the chapters, regional, and then energy groups. And then provision of welfare care to the elderly is an excellent idea. And then to the VIP, you've also been congratulated that the numbers sit in Ghana. So that's from the US, just to encourage ourselves that we are doing the right things gathered here. Thank you very much.
Let's give a big round of applause. At least we have a lot of people watching us from the other blocks. So that's a very good thing. Thank you very much, Seto, for that insight. I hope your question is answered, not fully. We shall get into it, but right now let's deal with constitution. Who is it? Gozo.
Good afternoon. My question was, okay. I'm John Kwame Gozo from Kumasi. I think one of the good initiatives of AOBA-GHANA has been the creation of the platform. I would want to suggest that some sanity is directed towards the platform, because I think since it's open to all year groups and everybody, everything seems to be happening there. I would want to urge that some definitions are put out there, and then either it's a notice board for everybody, or it's a direct, something, so that it doesn't just become a communication avenue for everybody. Thank you.
Actually,
So on that, I think, okay, my name is Emmanuel Emisa, 1987. On that, I think we can create two platforms. One for notices, and then one for everybody to say anything that he wants. But even that one, there has to be some protocols. There has to be some protocols. That's what I'll add to it.
Let me just share a little insight on that. That has definitely come to the attention of the interim executives. And this is something that we are taking very serious. We are hoping that per your endorsement, we can now better structure ourselves to take control of the platform the way it needs to be, so that we can minimize some of these challenges. So I thank you all for those concerns. Any other? Let's acknowledge the presence of Dr. Samensa, who has just joined us. The chairman of the AOBA Trust Fund. Maybe he can share a little insight as well. Yes, when you get there. Another $3 million.
All right, thank you very much. Kwekwe J. Asante, 204-year group, and also I'm with the Ashanti people, though I'm resident in Accra now, but I associate with the Ashanti people. Okay. My issue is on the membership in the Constitution. It says resident, it should be a person resident in Ghana. Person resident in Ghana, residing in Ghana. That means the person stays here in Ghana. Then further on, it talks about year groups and then area groups. Meanwhile, there may be a year group member contributing to the year group but not resident in Ghana. So I see more of a conflict in this particular one. The person may not be resident in Ghana, but be in a year group and contributes much in a year group. So when it comes to decision at AOBA-GHANA, then that person is not given opportunity to express his or her view. Meanwhile, contribute to the year group, which is recognized as a membership of the AOBA-GHANA. So that is my issue. Thank you very much.
Very laudable. You have one? Okay.
Thank you. Please, my name is Nashko Kupra, 2017 year group. My question is with regard to Section 9 and 10 of the Constitution. And the question is, will there be are there signatory rules being rotated or reviewed periodically to prevent abuse? And has there been any independent audit transaction per what the Constitution states in Section 9 and 10? Thank you.
Great question. Any other? Yes. One more here.
All right, thank you. My name is Bafaboni Enoch, aka Truman, Santa 99. I want to ask the question to the GEC Vice President, Administration and Finance. And when you were talking, you were focused on raising funds through energy groups and year groups. I want to know if there are other avenues, like other avenues of raising funds. For example, let's say corporate Ghana or any organizations. I'm asking this because my year group yet to actually agree, but it is in the idea stage. We completed our legacy project 2 years ago, 2024, last year, and it feels that we have lived what we were waiting for after school to present your legacy project. So there's less of relevance as to what to do. But I'm the new president, the chairman of and I feel that we can do more by, so this is what we want to do. We want to replicate our project. We installed 118 kilowatts of solar energy on campus to cater for administration, the classrooms, and the houses. This is what we want to do. We want to replicate smaller pockets of this project across the country in the 16 regions to donate 20 solar energy units to deprived schools. Now, this is the catch. We are doing this by ourselves to fund this first 20 by ourselves. Then we sell this story to corporate Ghana and to climate organization worldwide to raise, it's very audacious, to raise around $10 million to then do additional, to scale it to 50 within Ghana. Because we all know that energy power is a real challenge, and we can sync that with education. We don't want to end there. We want to, now this is the audacious part, we want to scale it up to West African countries like Chad, Sudan, Liberia, Sierra Leone, where these countries are having challenges. All in the name to project Adisadel, the brand, and also Ghana. Like you said, that we have to come up with programs that will project Ghana. So I was very much interested when you said that, and you were willing to support with any form of, give any support that the GEC can. So that is why I asked whether GEC is also looking at, aside the energy groups and the year groups, if they are, is it even allowed for us traditional Santaclausians to be able to go outside the scope and go to the corporate Ghana, maybe international organization, climate organization like the Al Gore Foundation, which is very much focused on climate change, something like that. So my questions are in about 3 multiple parts. So if you can give, if it's one, it's permissible for us to embark on such a task, and also if the GEC may also want to look outside the usual way of sourcing funds. Thank you very much.
No, it's not a question. I like your solar idea. This is my own. Before you think that far, let's take Adisco 100% of the grid. If you can do that for us, 100%. Talking about the social responsibility, where you want to fund it yourself to the deprived people. Adisco is quite deprived, so let's take them 100% of the grid before you enter the other regions.
Thank you so much. I think these are very laudable ideas. I think for last, when was it, the 4th of June, 4th of June, 5th of June, we met in Cape Coast to discuss some of these issues. There was a stakeholders meeting, and many of these issues that we raised were looked at various levels, at infrastructural level, at fundraising level. Committees have been set up to look at all these levels. So I would plead, these are more of GEC issues. If you remember what I said earlier, GEC is the holding company, holding institution. We are ready to support every company, ready to support every institution, ready to support every area, ready to support any good thing that will come to the benefit of Adisada. Like I said also in my presentation, please just get GC in the know of what you are doing. And whatever you are doing, just get a backing of GC. GC is always ready and willing to support any good thing that would come to the benefit of the Adisada corporate body. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, there's been a number of questions. This is AOBA-GHANA meeting. So I will not attempt to answer questions that belong to GEC. In fact, because I'm also a representative of AOBA-GHANA at GEC, maybe I'm privy to some of these questions. So I'll answer in that capacity, not as GEC, but because I'm here as the interim chairman of AOBA-GHANA. The Secretariat Executive Director, Seto, popularly said Jojome, popularly known as Seto, has already given his indications as to the protocol admission. It has been a challenge. Like he rightly said, other schools have it differently. In Adisadel, from all that I know, our major funding, in fact, all the protocol admission monies you give, to tell you frankly, by the end of schools being, children going to school, by the end of the admission, more than 100% of those monies go back to the school. Unquote. The reality is in the accounts. If you were here on the 5th of April when we presented our audited report, you'll see it. And that is the more reason why the GEC have thought it nice to review our energy dues fees, because 1,000 per energy group amounts to, for those who are going to school in thousands, it amounts to 1 peso per each person, which is woefully inadequate. So, but that having been said, your point probably, I don't know, I'll refer to the GEC, that when we start paying the new dues, they say, oh, are you here? So that you explain. When you start paying the new dues, which is likely to bring in much more funds to the GEC, most likely the amounts probably they can appeal, and I believe GEC will look at it. But the protocol admission is also so competitive that sometimes if you don't go early, you lose out. Remember, when we are being given protocol for the school, the same protocol, Oguaman Chieftaincy gets some. Anglican Church gets some. Maybe the teachers also get some. Everybody in the same protocol. So if they say they are giving the school 100 protocol, probably they'll say maybe 50% belong to undecided students. The rest goes to the other people. So it is highly a competitive area, and that is why. And the monies all go back, and that's why we need to look at it. Sanity in the platform, we accept that. Just before we came in, I was discussing with somebody, and he said, Dr. Paulus or Paul Mensah, play something on Aglombi platform as to the guidelines. So we would like to have it and then review it. There's no new consultancy in this world. Everybody copy from somebody. So we'll look at it and then we will be able to put it there. And then for those who are administering the platform, we'll think about these announcements. I think it is already there, isn't it? It's there. The general session and then the announcement session. So we've already done that for the attention of Mr. Emisa. Now, those who, yes, from the question of the energy group, yes, the question you asked about the energy group, and the fact that you can be residing in UK, and then here we also talk about energy group. Now, let us all get it very clear. Every one of us here belongs to an energy group, 3 of us. Now, the energy, listen, in a decided, the year group is an energy group. So it's energy year group for purposes of further and better particulars. Take it that it is energy year group. So when we talk of energy group in the constitution, we are talking of the year groups. So what we are saying is that every single person belongs to an energy group and a block group or a regional group. And the block group is either Ghana or UK or North America. Those 3 for now. Maybe in the long run we have Australia and New Zealand. So you belong to the energy group, you also belong to the block group. So all that in the constitution is for AOBA-GHANA. So we are talking about the energy group members in Ghana. So it means that you are paying, if you are in the year group, you are paying dues maybe there. You're also paying dues in the area group or the regional group. That's how it goes. In the UK, they do the same. North America, they do the same. So for purposes of doubt, and because there's something in the constitution we shall discuss in a moment, when we talk of HAIR, House of Energy Group and Regional Representatives. Now, what is that? That is because in our case, we have regions. How do we get the mindset or the contributions from the regions? Previously, we used to have a house system where 3 people from the energy group form the house. And we have a parliamentary system. And we take decisions and we give our report to GEC. The same thing is being repeated in the business of area and regional groups. We don't want to throw away the baby with the water. So the energy groups that are already here, that are meeting as year groups, their presidents can also join those meetings for purposes of knowing what is going on, so that they can tell their year groups. At the same time, we have regional representatives. We also have area representatives based on where you are. The regions are bringing 1 each, 2 each. Accra is having about 3 because of our numbers. Now that house can also meet twice in a year, not as we meet. They meet only twice in a year, and then when there's any decision, it comes to the general house, which is, or from here it can go there, and vice versa. That is the reason. So that is the, I think you can now understand the spirit of the constitution, and that is why it is. Now on section 9 and 10, talking about signatories, you can see that there are 2 groups, signatory A and signatory B. I think the chairman, the vice chairman, and then the treasurer sign, no, the secretary, scribe, sign in group A, then the treasurer and the financial secretary sign in group B. At any point in time, either one from up there and lower there, A and B will sign. On the issue of audited accounts, we are just a baby. All these people you see here, as I said from the beginning, if you were here, they have just sacrificed their time, energy, and money to be able to get it this far. This is the first meeting of the group. We don't have a dime. Everything we are doing here, the arrangements here, the water, the food, and everything have been sponsored by individuals. So if your sponsorship is coming, that will be so great. That's what we need. There's no money, no accounts. We don't have any accounts anywhere. So now we are going to open accounts. And the reason is this, and let me chip in this. The reason is that when we prepared the constitution, when we were going to register, in fact, we were the same people, because we were the same team that promoted the GNC constitution, and it was registered effectively. After registration, we wanted to register AOBA-GHANA, and they said under the new rules that the Registrar General have, they didn't have the subsidiaries under which we could register. So we tried, we couldn't. We allowed Bobby Banksin, a legal alumni with all his firm, to try, engage Uwari. And they did everything, and they could not register. And so we said, okay, can AOBA-GHANA register as an independent body? Because the UK and North America have registered as an independent body. And they can do that because they are in a different legal jurisdiction. But in our case, this is the problem. So we said, okay, we could go ahead. But if we go ahead, if somebody, I'm not there, and somebody come up and say, I'm an AOBA-GHANA chairman, I'm not under the GEC, they can't give instruction. What do we do? So that became an issue. So after a lot of going forth and back, the legal people decided that they will put in a word in the constitution that will make us a subsidiary or report to GEC. And on that basis, we can now register as a LBG, limited by guarantee as independent body. So that decision has been taken, and the constitution has been amended. When we approve the constitution, we give it to the legal people to see to how they can do the registration. Then we can have accounts, and then when you bring your monies, we will know where to keep it. And then the constitution will say that even the GEC auditor can also audit our accounts. So it is clearly stated in the constitution. So I think that's all. I've answered all the questions. The projects, the GEC have also answered.
Just to add something small, today before you go, we will do small silver collection. to pay for the registration. So plan yourself. Oh, senior.
Good afternoon. My name is Dela Gajanko, Santa 98, and also from Santa Volta region. I'm just wondering, going forward, I don't know whether there exists. The fact of the matter is that the energy of the energy year groups dies mostly after the 25th anniversary. So after 25th anniversary of the year groups, what happens? Some look up to 50, but mostly is for the 25th. I don't know whether we can develop a skills bank, an Adisado skills bank, because the group is as good as its human resource. When I mean a skills bank, we have wealth of experiences from the Samenses to the Hammonds and all of them, from whom we can tap their experiences and expertise. Let's say I'm running a business and Dr. Sam Mensah has done that before, walked through that path. I could go to him for some form of mentorship. The Skills Bank will also, we do have some of our members who are heads of HR institutions. Maybe if we have a Skills Bank and there's a vacancy in that particular organization, the Santaclausian who is there responsible for recruitment could go into the Adisado Skills Bank to see how best he can identify potential and recruit candidates from that. Secondly, to networking. Some of us offer business services. The same Skills Bank, we can have a platform where our business services, support services, or what we do are enlisted there, so that big corporations, or even small SMEs, could identify Santaclausians who are running these businesses and have the potential to promote or provide those services. I'm saying this because we are talking about funds. It's not always about how much should we pay, energy groups are paying, but how do we make that money for us to enable us to help our school? Let's consider that seriously in our deliberations. Thank you.
That's very beautiful. My chairman always says, great minds think alike. Let me just say that on that very last bit, Shakespeare, on that very last bit, as far as the entrepreneurship bit is concerned, you will notice that there's a bit in the program lineup where we will be sharing some, ideas on how to raise funds and how to, the strategies on raising funds. And today is going to be mainly on entrepreneurship. As regards what you do after 25 years, Dr. Samensa, I think as regards the trust fund, there are some expectations from 30 years, 40 years, and 50 years. Would you kindly share a bit of light on that? Thank you.
Can I sit down or should I stand up? No, it's okay. I'll stand. Okay. Currently, there are a number of guidelines in place to help you to decide how to contribute to the trust fund. But before I talk about the guidelines, let me just give you a brief statement on where we stand as a trust fund. Okay, currently the Adisado Trust Fund stands at about 1.3 million Ghana cedis. 1.3 million Ghana cedis. Okay, what that implies is that we can put out roughly about 250,000 a year without impairing the capital of the fund. So the trust fund in a position at this point to disburse about 250,000 every year to the school without impairing the fund. Now, The guidelines that were issued by AOBA are as follows: that every year group should contribute 20,000 to this as seed money for the trust fund. Very few year groups have contributed, so we're still waiting for contributions from the majority of year groups. And then we go to the legacy projects. How does the legacy project link with the trust fund? Most legacy projects, virtually all of them, concentrate on setting up new projects without paying attention to how those projects are going to be run operationally. So we are suggesting to year groups, as they think about their projects or their legacy projects, to also set aside some money as part of the legacy to go to the trust fund, because the operating costs are very, very important. You set up a structure, there's no equipment, there's no maintenance, sometimes you have to employ somebody, and you expect all that money to come from the school, which is impossible. So your legacy projects have to come with contributions to the trust fund. That I think the last two legacy projects have. Okay. Yeah. Well, no. The legacy projects, you have to set aside some money for the trust fund. And then the 50th year, one expectation of the 50th year is a major contribution to the trust fund. 50,000 plus. So you did 70,000. Okay, but 66-year group, we did 50,000 about 10 years ago. So I think that if we follow these guidelines, we'll be able to steadily build up the trust fund. There'll be a consistent flow. Every year we'll get something from the legacy group as well as the 50th anniversary group, and that should build a trust fund. The target that we set for the trust fund is $3 million over a 5-year period. But that target was set 2.5 years ago. So we are already in the process of missing it. But if we're able to get to 3 million, I think it will be a significant resource for the school. We won't have to be considering requests from the school every day, because we can always tap the trust fund annually, make a major disbursement to the school for their operating needs. I think that what we need most is not projects. The projects are taken care of. The school's projects are taken care of. Every legacy project adds to the capacity of the school. What we really need is operating funds. You know, power, we just talked about power, water, security, paving our roads, paying salaries. The GES doesn't pay for some of the workers that we have, the security workers and so forth, any ancillary workers that we tap for other things. So that it's really about operating funds. So let's keep that in mind. Otherwise, our legacy projects are going to be meaningless after a while. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I have one contribution and then one question. Just following on what Dr. Sam Mensah said. When the GEC president came into office, said, we embarked on trying to do an operation and maintenance management system for the school, where we wanted to make sure we get into a database of virtually everything on campus, infrastructure-wise, service, and everything. It's been very daunting. And if you recall, when we went to the stakeholders meeting, the headmaster was talking about when they had a visit from the Parliamentary Select Committee on Infrastructure to the school, looking at all these abandoned GET fund projects, 95% completed and still not usable because they've not completed them. And they were interestingly talking about, they asked them about how many bulbs, for example, how many bulbs do you have in the classrooms? How many times do you change the bulbs a year? And I was telling the headmaster exactly what we wanted you to tell us. that we standing in Canterbury Hall and we're seeing some louvers are broken. How do you plan to replace them? So we need, for a longer term, to have an operational maintenance management system with all the funds, and the costing done. So, Dr. Samensa, this idea is already there. I would wish that, I don't know, this is an AOBA function, so how we take it forward. Because the concept and how we want to go is already there. And I think we should, take it up and, make sure it's done. Because I know the 1999 year group, for example, after they've done the solar project, you have a 5 years maintenance. But what happens after 5 years? We need to look after that. Now, Mr. Chairman, my question to you is that in the incorporation of AOBA, Ghana, that you've had a lot of challenges with, did I hear you say the new registration procedure by the Office of Regional Companies does not allow the formation of a subsidiary? Because, okay, then I didn't further explain. Because in February 2020, Santa 81 incorporated Santa 81 as an entity. And we have certificates. So I'm asking that when we do this new one, am I able to, is a Santa 81, for example, able to then do a subsidiary of AOBA Ghana?
Thank you very much. Let's get a response on that.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I want to take the easier questions first. Normally, the last questions are the easiest. Unless you did see, the last question is a whole 3 or 4 pages. Okay, now, the question is this. Having registered GEC, we wanted to register AOBA Ghana under GEC. That is where the problem started. So now we wanted to register AOBA Ghana as an independent body. And then the question came in. If you register as an independent body, and then tomorrow somebody says that we are independent from GEC, how do you resolve that? In other words, we are no longer under GEC. How do you resolve that? So what it means that you have to include things in your constitution and the GEC constitution that shows that you are under them, you report to them, and they are also supervising you. In the case of energy groups that you registered as an independent body. You didn't mention anything like GEC under any global thing. That's where yours went through. So that's what we want to do. But we want to do it with the provision that in future nothing will go on that somebody will take it like we are separating ourselves from GEC because we are independent body, and want to avoid that. And what we are saying is actually what went on. So that's how we are resolving it. So now we can. Is there any lawyer here? Yeah, please come.
Come under it as a subsidiary of GEC Group. Maybe we may have to look at that. So now the GEC was registered not as a group. Yes. That is where the issue is. Yes. It was not registered as a group. Because in that respect, when we were doing the registration, we were interested in registering GEC. Because we wanted to. This is where the issue is.
But it can be resolved. With the constitution amendments, we can still register it. That's what the lawyers are saying. So we can do that. Please come in.
Is coming up, we have to look at it critically. I hear some my young folks saying, if we had registered GEC as a holding company, okay, explain. You explain better.
No, you cannot register a single entity as a group or as a holding company. But now you have registered GEC and you have registered other year groups. So now we can say that those other year groups are now subsidiaries of GEC. So that when you get back to the Office of Registrar General, say that GEC is now the holding company with these as the subsidiaries. And then it can be done. I'm sure discussions can be had with the registrar.
A few discussions must be had.
Okay, we will engage you and discuss that further. But Bobby's Bunsen was in charge, and we had these challenges. And the truth is that we didn't register GEC as a group. That is where the issue came from. Okay, so all these things can be resolved. And in fact, when we were registered GEC, the mindset was register GEC as a company so that it can function. Then we realized that AOBA-GHANA is also coming, must also be registered. And that's where the issue started coming. So that's what we are trying to resolve. Okay, thank you, Lukman Salifu, for the maintenance thing you spoke about. You also spoke about it at the stakeholders conference, and I believe that with time we should be able to take care of that. Now, one correction, and for those of you who heard Dr. Sam Mensah, he, I think, mistakenly said the 3 million is AOBA-GHANA. It's actually the whole world. The $3 million is for the whole world, and North America is contributing $1 million. UK is contributing $1 million, and we are also charged to contribute $1 million. For the attention of anybody who's hearing us online. Thank you.
I said that currently the fund stands as 1.3 million, but I just want to note that the 1.23 million has been raised from AOBA-GHANA members. The remaining groups, North America and Europe, have not contributed to the endowment fund.
Give yourselves a bigger round of applause. Only Ghana, 1.3 million. Is it CDs? CDs? Or is CDs? That's $100,000. Waka 900. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Meshak from the 2001 year group. It's good to hear that we have the trust fund, and there's a target to raise what I hear is $3 million. I'll be very interested in hearing what the target date and the stream of fundraising activities and deliberate activities we have put in place intended for the target date to raise the $3 million. It is very interesting. It is lovely. It is nice to hear, oh, I want to build a house in 5 years probably. But fundraising has to be very, very, very deliberate. People taking monies out of their pockets to give. Interestingly, you can have money, say 100 Ghana cedis. They will ask you, oh, bring the 100 Ghana cedis. It's not because the 100 Ghana cedis is too much for you, but probably because of the approach that is being used to take the 100 Ghana cedis from you, you end up not giving the 100 Ghana cedis. And so I would love to hear what the deliberate plans we have put in place to ensure that we are raising the 3 million Ghana cedis at the targeted date, and we will not come back in 10 years to realize that we have barely raised $500,000 in 5 years or in 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you raised a good point. I think that there are two things we have to consider. First of all, the mechanism that we are using to raise the funds should be manageable administratively. And we have found that it's more difficult to raise funds directly from members as opposed to asking year groups to contribute. So if we have, and that's the collection of 20,000 per year group as seed money is relatively easy to do. So we chose to use that method, and also collecting 50,000 for 50-year-old groups. I think it's a relatively simple thing to do. They come together and they do it. If we have those systems working, we don't have a major need to go outside. because the system will be building itself. Every year, a new year group comes, a 50-year group comes. But it's very, very difficult to try to pull Santaclausians together. We've considered several alternatives, going to foundations, going to international donors. One of the challenges we have with international donors is that they want to contribute to a specific project. They don't want to contribute to a trust fund, because the trust fund is not a project. It's just like, give me money, I'm just going to put it away and invest it. And it's very unattractive for international donors. So as long as we can have the year group mechanism working, it will consistently put money into the system. The 25th year group, 50-year group, I think we should get that. If we get that working. Currently it's not working. We have to keep chasing the year groups, but it's easier to chase year groups than to chase, like individual Santaclausians.
Thank you very much. 1 second.
Yeah, I think from GEC point of view, I need to add that the president has acknowledged the issue of fundraising that you mentioned, and have put up a committee for fundraising, particular members of the skill sets in raising funds beside the seed funds that we're talking about. So very soon, all the committees, which include a fundraising committee, will be announced for members to know, to support the at the GEC level. Okay, at the GEC level.
We do have a fundraising committee of the trustees also, but that's for Ghana. Okay. But let's be honest with ourselves. It's very difficult organizing, various activities if you don't have the support of Santaclausians. People are coming in, they are donating their time and money, but you always find that it narrows down to a small group of people, not the whole group. I mean, we have about 15 or 16 trustees, of which about only 5 are active. So those are some of the challenges that we face, which is why we came up with this idea of collecting by year group. So we need a lot more enthusiasm. Maybe now that we have Seto as the executive secretary, he will help us go chase the money.
All right. So just by way of satisfying your question, currently there's not been a deliberate drive yet. However, GEC and Trust Fund fundraising committees will collaborate so that we can have a better drive. Hopefully, when we are able to properly endorse this platform, then maybe things will begin to take shape. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to look at it from, my name is David Tete, 70-year group. Yeah, thank you. I've listened to what is going on. But I want to look at it from the other way. It's a year groups. Year groups, they have a quota to pay. Now, I'm thinking, within the year groups, there may be some people who are raising funds. So it has to contribute about maybe 20,000. Can't we encourage year groups on their own to organize fundraising activities, and the process of it, see how best they can use it to contribute to their 20,000. That's all. All that they will need is the support from the top so that they do it, and that if each year group have some marketing experts and the rest. Find a way of raising this 20,000, not necessarily from undecided people, but outside anywhere. All that we need is for them to bring the 20,000. That is all. And then we see. Let's look at it that way.
Great suggestion. I beg you, I'll take two more. Let me take this gentleman here. Okay.
It's on. I saw Hepu, Peddy, give it to him, and then after that I also saw Ken, him, okay, him, and then two young guys at the back. After that we are moving forward.
Randolph Pebby, 1967 year group. I think part of the solution will be to identify the skills that are required, the special knowledge, and to find the people to operate in that direction. Someone raised the question of skills bank. That is a very innovative thing. People have different skills. You have the accountants, you have investment managers, where you send the money, you can be sure that it is well taken care of, and they will provide accounting for it annually. There are others who are who have marketing skills. Let us identify them, and the people who know. So that, I mean, all the fundraising may not be simply dues from people's pockets, but some of them may find that they will organize a program, a function, out of which some returns will come onto the central state. I remember years ago, my father-in-law had he wrote a book, and I thought that we raise money from selling the books, and that wasn't it. If you sell a book, the commission that comes, the copyright. But someone said, no, let us organize a launch for the book, and out of that launch, you have some proceeds from it. So there are people with skills, and I think we need to concentrate on, identify that and leverage from that one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take him first.
My name is Kwesiatha. I would just confirm or affirm 99, please. What my senior said. The skill set, I think, is important, and also seeking funds from people is also important. Now, there is one key thing I see, is a relationship we have with each other. If you don't have the numbers and you have a few always contributing, it might look okay, but you call for an occasion, you see that majority will not come. That's what I see. So we should also check how we relate to people. Are we welcoming enough? In my experience over 15 years, I'll tell you mostly the Adisco old students I meet, they are not welcoming. You see, you get to them, you even tell them, oh, I'm from Adisco. Oh, okay. You move to the next two people, Butcher or school. Oh, how? Oh, where you school? It's a nice conversation. I don't know about others, but that's what I feel. Mostly these things are hard for people to say because they think you can single them out. But the rapport, it's like mostly when we have school ought to sing or there is a program, that's when we see that we are Santas. Thank you.
Great points. We'll give a round of applause for that. We need to learn to be warm with each other.
All right. Thank you very much. On the subject of the fundraising and the trust fund, when Doc was speaking, he mentioned that previous funds that have been raised was credited to Ghana, not the other blocks, if I heard him right. And right now, we are tasking the year groups to raise funds, which comprises of people from the other blocks. I can tell you that within year groups, especially my year group, I know those who are outside Ghana contribute much in our year group. So if they contribute and the year group credits the account of the trust fund and it's credited to those in Ghana, what happened to their contribution in the other blocks that day? That is why I raised the issue of the membership. Someone contribute to his year group and then not residing in Ghana, it creates an issue. So you end up not encouraging them to contribute because they are not residents in Ghana and they contribute and it's still credited to those in Ghana. So let's look at it very well, not giving credit to those, credit is not due, and then making sure that everyone comes on board. So this is what I want to push across. Thank you very much.
if I can respond to that one, and that will be the last for now, please bear with us. Listen, when Chairman mentioned that you can belong to an energy year group, a regional group, or an area group, I believe your year group will make a contribution towards something. So if you have a responsibility to the trust fund and you are supposed to pay the seed money of 20,000 as a year group, as an energy year group. However, we are forcing you, we are encouraging you to join a regional and area group as well, based on where you reside. And that group is, remember, is also an energy group that can make a contribution. You understand? So you may make a contribution, but not necessarily as a year group member, but as a regional or area group member. Make sense? Okay. Let's move on.
Hello. Hello. Shall we move away from here? Shall we? Shall we move away from here so that we can make some progress? We have been on this land for too long. We need to move forward. Well, first of all, let me react to a few questions that came up. All along in discussing the trust fund, what keeps coming is skills. And then somebody also mentioned about the fact that we need to get a good database where we get people with the specific skills that can be used for the purpose of our work. Another person also mentioned the issue of mentorship, collaboration. In fact, we shall review the constitution shortly. It is one of the key aims of the area and regional group for collaboration, for networking, and for, helping one another. That is exactly why we are here. So what you just said, whoever said that, what you said is right in the constitution and is one of the aims and objectives of the AOBA-GHANA. I will mention it a few moments. Now, to be able to, some time ago, the GEC set up a body to collect all our data, including, of course, our phone number, our profession, and our skill set, to be able to identify or create a database of all these things so that anybody we need, we shall lay access to it immediately. And secondly, if a young man wants a job or wants to be an accountant and he wants to see somebody who is an accountant, the database is there. It can be referred. We have here, I'm told, we have here one of the, if you mention 5 gynecologists in the UK, we have one of the people here. If you want to be a doctor or a gynecologist, and then, it says gynecologists do certain things. But if you want to be a gynecologist, thank you very much. Psychologists look, gynecologists look for problems where others go there for joy. And one of the key people in the UK is here. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a gynecologist, it's here. Paulus, yes, and I'll be glad to see you. 1975 year group. So these are the people and the mentorship. So it's all there. That is why we are here. So these things can be resolved. I believe with that we have addressed all the issues. And please, the data collection group run into problem. When people said, "Oh, it's so secret. I don't want my data to be open." But look, whether you like it or not, your email address, your telephone number, everything is there. Look, there was once that I sold a land for somebody. My son is 1999 year group, so my son was going to school. I didn't have money, so I sold the land to pay for his fees. So that would be somewhere in 1990. This year, the IRS or the GRA sent somebody to my house to come and collect us. 1990. I have chopped the money. I think the person was now going to register. They came. Of course, I was. If you know me, my work, what I did, that is aside. And I met these people. I said, how did you come to my house? And they gave me a profile, what they followed. And they came to my house. Just my telephone number. They have a database. They check. They came to my house. So you see, everything that you are thinking it is secret, it's not secret. It's not secret. It's all out there. So let us help the data collection committee get the right data so that we can help ourselves and we'll go. And I believe that we should give a guarantee that nobody is going to use the data for any wrongdoing. Thank you very much. I think we'll move forward to the next program. Okay. I think I have to talk again. So.
So the next item is the review of the Constitution and the acceptance or approval of the Constitution to move forward. And our chairman will control that.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next, we are here to approve the Constitution and then to endorse, according to Section 20 of the Constitution, transitional provision, we endorse the interim group to run for 1 year to make sure that they test the Constitution, they continue with the good work they are doing, and then to be able to now set up a meeting for real elections. Because right now, if we are doing election, nobody knows what is happening. They have been doing it and want it to do. So we said that we actually distributed the Constitution to everybody. Maybe by show of hands, how many people have read it? How many people have read it? Very few. Still, we don't form even 10%. Okay. For those of you who haven't read it, let me quickly run through because we have to approve it today. First of all, I've already said in my speech that 15th October 2022, the GEC Constitution was approved. And then soon after, the body was set up. Those who were already, who did the Constitution Committee, they were set up to be able to continue to set up AOBA-GHANA and to come out with Constitution. Now the aims of and objectives of AOBA-GHANA Constitution is this. Is to promote and project the good image of Adisanya College. I'll go through it very fast. And to coordinate the activities of AOBA-GHANA at the regional and area levels. They are accountable to the GEC in promoting cost-efficient activities for AOBA-GHANA. So it is stated here, they are accountable to who? The GEC. So these are some of the provisions that will make our registration easier. They contribute resources to the running and development of their alma mater. And then for the questioner on this, number 4, Roman 4, they facilitate networking. Over there, I think I heard somebody. Collaboration, mentorship, inclusiveness, and seek the general welfare of members. This is why we are here. If you are in your area, your year group alone, you may not be able to do this. But when we come together with 1955 and 2000 and yet we have architects here, we have consultants here, we have military people here, we have everybody here. So wherever you want to go, you can be mentored. We have accountants here too. Yes. Also to accept gifts, raise funds, and invite and receive contributions. So what we said is here. It is in our Constitution. Anybody who has the same objective of what we have, we can liaise with him, align with him, and raise funds. And then we do all things which is legal for the sake of our entity. Now, membership is open to 2 people. If you are a Santaclausian living, if you are a Santaclausian living in Ghana, you are a member. Automatic. We can have 100 membership too. Somebody who has come to us, either an entity or an individual, who align himself with our objectives, we can make him a member on the approval of GEC, because probably he's coming to give us some money. Now, the part 3 deals with membership, cessation, removal, rights, and conflict of interest. It's all captured. Part 4 deals with registration. It is required that all the area and regional groups have a membership list. Then they register the people. so that at AOBA-GHANA we will know those who are on the membership list. Not that you are not a member, but it's good for us to know. If you want to plan anything for anybody, we know the membership based on the area and the regional level. The governance is in the hands of NEC, National Executive Committee. Remember that GEC, I said the differences are GEC has a Congress, we have AGA, Annual General Assembly. GEC have a NEC, Global Executive Committee, a GEC, Global Executive Committee, and we have a NEC, National Executive Committee, so that we don't make we don't mess it up. And then this governance will be assisted by the head, I've explained already, House of Energy representatives, energy and regional representatives. I've explained. Accra will have 3, the regions will have 2, and then the presidents of the energy groups, because they are here, they will also be with us. Now, the people will be the governance will be the chairman, the vice chairman, the scribe. And remember, GEC have a secretary, we have a scribe. All these decisions are being made so that we don't have confusion. Then we have a treasurer, financial secretary, organizer, and 2 members. Then we also have ex-officio members. Now, each office holder will be for 2 years or 2 consecutive years. And then after that, you can go again. So, we also have section 9. Section 7 talks of the HER, HERR. 13 talks of the each office not more than 2 years. 8 talk of the annual General Assembly, which is like our Congress. 9 talk about the separation of accounts. We have separate accounts. The signatories are A and B, president, vice president, and the scribe. Then the second B will be the treasurer and the financial secretary. Now, funding will be subscriptions payable by the area and regional group. We can also agree to maybe levy something on all of us membership to be able to move forward. Now that we are talking about trust fund and all others, raising funds will be key to what we are doing. Quorum and voting is 30. We are more than 30, and they should come from 3 regions at least. Here today we have Kumasi, we have Volta region, we have Ashanti region, we have Volta region, we have Western region, we have Greater Accra region. So we've met the quorum. Now we can make regulations for ourselves. We can also we can if we have property, we can give it to GC to hold it in trust for us. Then 16 talk of confidentiality, 17 conflict of conflict resolution and discipline, 18 talk of custody of AOBA documentation at the secretariat, 19 talk of service of notice, it is there, 20 talk of transitional provision, 21 talks of amendments, and section 22, which is the last one, talk of dissolution. When there's a dissolution, what happens? Where do our funds or properties go to? It is there. Now, based upon this, I want to dwell finally on the transitional provision. The transitional provision states that for purposes of this constitution, the current members of the drafting committee shall constitute the National Executive Committee of the AOBA-GHANA until elections are held at the AGA within 1 year of this constitution coming into effect. Today we are approving the constitution, so it will come into effect. So it means that this group of members will hold the fort for 1 year, and after that will come and re-elect people. I must state that the members you see are all members of the drafting committee, except people who were co-opted. For example, some of the people in the drafting committee step back after a lot of work. Remember, they did the GEC constitution, the Ghana constitution, the regional and the area. After a lot of work, they step back. So places like, getting a secretary, a financial secretary, treasurer, we didn't have that. So we co-opted people to come in, and that's how they are. So based upon this, we have now got to a point. So let me first of all ask if there's any question on the constitution, which we have discussed. After that, I will move a motion for us to accept the constitution, and then, no, it's me who will move. I will move the motion for us to accept the constitution, and then seconded, and then we also endorse the membership. But before that, there's a comment and a question. Yes, look one.
Mr. Chairman, you see, I'm trying to pronounce as close as possible how you say it. The Gans will say chairman. Others will say Mr. Chairman. About the holding of office for the interim executives, did you say within a year from the promulgation? A year should elapse? Or is it within a year? If it's within a year, it can happen. Okay, so it means that it can happen within now, up to that time, and then they will wait and then get inaugurated into office.
Right now, you know, the transition provision provides that they hold office up to the end of the next AGA, where election will be held. So what it means is that up to, okay, that's fine. Again, you want to come again? Oh, that's okay. Up to the end. Zahir, you want to explain? Please come. You want to ask a question? So is that clear? Look, are you okay? Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, no, Leonard is not around, so we are recording. And so we'll do an extraction after. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, what I'm saying is that I wanted to hear you say that processes for election of the next, up to the next AGA, is that what it is? That you take steps to make sure that all the processes leading to the AGA would include that. Is that?
Exactly so. Will include election as well. So this is the interim group.
That's right.
Okay. Any more questions on constitution? Yes.
Thank you very much. I think Article 3A and B or so. The objective or the membership of the AOB-GHANA clearly stipulates that resident in Ghana. So I want to ask, if somebody is a resident in Ghana and a person permanently relocates outside the country, does the person still belong to AOB-GHANA? So then, if it is not, then we must include it in the constitution because it is not there.
Well, I don't think there will be need for that. Number one, AOBA is worldwide. If you move to the UK, you can join the UK group. You can easily say that I have relocated, so I'm now joining the UK group. We will give you permission to go. If you go to North America, the same. When you are in Ghana, then you come. In fact, Polo sitting here, as I said, one of the astute gynecologists in the UK, he has moved to Ghana. So I have told him, now you are in Ghana. But this was the president of UK. Yes, any other question?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Danso Benjamin Nketia, 2000 year group. I'm asking I need clarification on the cessation of membership. Automatically, cessation of membership. That's at 3.4. Automatically, if you attended a disordal, you are a member. So how do you resign from being a member of AOBA?
Okay. It is clearly stated here. A member shall cease, a person shall cease to be a member when he dies. When you die, we shall resurrect you. Or if you decide to resign, that look, I'm no more one of you. It's your choice. You know, assembly of people is by constitution, is voluntary. Or you are expelled if you are a trouble causer and consistently give troubles. There are provisions where we can discipline you. There are provisions in the constitution where we can discipline you or if discipline doesn't work, we can expel you. It is there. So where a member resigns, he must give notice. All the provisions are there. So this is to make sure that the association is going as a live and a living institution. Thank you.
Okay, just to add up, I heard you say later we'll give it to the lawyers to look at it.
This one, they are finished already.
Okay, so
when we approve
the way
it,
we
they are going
explaining,
to.
I just wanted to suggest if we can put an interpretation page to define certain things, because I saw sign. Now, sign, do you want the signature or initials of my name, or in which other way, digitally? And what you just said, it's escaped me, but I think we need to define it so that we'll be sure, like trouble. Definition of trouble. Someone's trouble can be another person's joy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll give it to the lawyers to look at it before they file it.
For interpretation.
Okay, there's a lawyer here. Black, give it. Black, there's a lawyer here. Give it to him.
Okay. I think there's a provision for amendment.
Yes.
There's a provision for amendment, so we can discuss it. Once we approve it, subsequently, if there are issues that come up, we can bring it up for amendment.
Thank you for making our work easy.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Dr. Samensa.
Can I get a clarification of the what you just said about expelling members?
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, being a Santa is a birthright. Once a Santa, you're always a Santa. So nobody can take that from you.
Okay.
How do you respond to
Very
that?
good. I think it has been explained. You can be expelled from the group, but not a Santa. So what it means is, you see, look at the platform that we are having now. Already there are issues. So in legal, if you look at any constitution, membership, rights and responsibilities, it goes with cessation. It's also going to expulsion. Now all this is our constitution because you are dealing with human beings. It will get to a point where the whole group, and that is not a neck decision. A whole group decides that, look, we can't move with this man in this group again. That's a group decision. So these provisions are there to keep us going, in order not to create confusion. So let us keep it there. But we trust that there will never be an occasion to expel somebody. In the same way that freedom of association is guaranteed in the Constitution, you can come and you can go. But if you are in trouble because you are disturbing the group, we can have to take a collective decision that we better move without you. That's a decision you all should take.
Mr. Chairman, I have one. Let it be the last question, if you don't mind.
Okay.
There are Santaclausians who never finished at this school. Are they Santaclausians? They went to Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, maybe they didn't finish Form 5. Are they Santaclausians? After 3 years. Now, currently, in the new system, there are Santaclausians who went to Form 1, Form 2, didn't finish Form 3. Are they Santaclausians?
Okay.
And the last one is, can they be part of AOBA? Thank you very much.
Okay, the answer has been given, so I don't have any problem again.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. So we are moving forward. Hello, we are moving forward. against this background, hello, yeah, it's getting interesting. And I love these questions because these are things that we need to think through. Now, against this background, and then I think against this background, I hereby move to be second that in accordance with Section 20 of the AOBA-GHANA Draft Constitution, specifically under transitional provision, the draft AOBA...
Point of correction. They said someone should move. You are the chairperson, please.
That's what you need. I thought the person who presented will move. Yes. And then...
I was going to propose that, but I remember that you're now going to be.
Sorry?
You are not a chairman yet. You are now a member. You are only acting on our behalf.
Let somebody move.
Once we become voted, from there on, you don't have.
Then I don't have to move.
Exactly.
Okay, this one.
No, you don't. I'm not saying you don't have to vote. You will vote.
No, not
but
to
you
move.
Not move for
That's
the
right.
voting. That's what I'm talking.
This one I am making presentation. That's why. So let us look for convenience. Let's allow somebody to move.
No. What Senior is saying is that currently you are not the substantive chairman. You are interim. And so you can move. But if you are now endorsed, you will no longer be able to move. That's right.
Okay. Do you accept? Okay. Let's make some progress. I hereby move that in accordance with section 20 of the AOBA-GHANA draft constitution, specifically under transitional provision, the draft constitution be officially approved for use by this house.
Emmanuel of Santa 87.
By this house.
Second, this
for use in the house by this assembly. Okay. Set.
So I, Emmanuel Emisa of Santa 87, second the move to adopt the constitution.
Thank you very much. Senior Emisa Santa 82 has seconded.
Okay. All in favor, say hi. Okay. Okay, you bring your any nays, any no. I can hear nay. Who are they? I can hear nay. Who are they?
Now, shall you say no?
Nay, raise your hands. Okay, you say nay. Oh, we have passed the resolution already. You didn't raise your hand for point of objection. So we have passed it.
The ayes have
it. The ayes have it.
Round of applause, the ayes have it.
Point of correction. The ayes have it. Yeah. The ayes have it. You can let him give him the mic. We don't want to expel anybody, so give him the microphone.
Please, I'm Nash Kwekupra, 2017 year group. We know every constitution has an interpretation and then a memorandum. It comes with a memorandum. And this constitution doesn't have any memorandum. So we don't know the idea behind the ideals behind the people that sat down to draft this constitution. So I think when we are amending it, we should include the memorandum. Thank you.
Okay, constitution. Listen, lawyers, correct me. Hello, constitution can have a memorandum. Constitution can have a preamble. They are the same. The preamble is a memorandum. So, my brother, it is already there in the constitution. Why we are drafting this constitution? It is also there. But all other things can be taken off. So the nays have been flawed.
Are you of the understanding? Thank you.
Okay. No. Oh, okay. It's not a nay. It's not a nay. He was just giving a comment, so that's why. Okay. Second resolution. Hello, second resolution. I also move, in accordance with the transitional provision under section 20 of the AOBA-GHANA Constitution, that the Interim National Executive Committee be allowed to hold office for 1 year from the date of approval, which is today, of the Constitution, until elections are held next year at the next AGA, that is Annual General Assembly. I hereby move.
I, David Tete, Junior Santa, 70-year group. Seconded.
Senior David Tete has seconded.
Any point of correction here? If you say 1 year has so many interpretations, you have academic year and you have calendar year. Which one are you referring to?
Calendar year at the next Annual General Assembly. Okay.
Case
Thank you.
closed. It's been seconded. Any comments? No comments. Comments? All right.
Okay, let's move forward. Okay, let's move forward. The next one, just quick.
All right. Now that we have these resolutions, I'd like to bring forward the executives, the interim executives, to be endorsed or who are being endorsed. So from Ashanti region, John Gozo, if you are here, please come forward. From Western region, Mr. Sehua Hiable. From Volta region. Let's give a big round of applause to the Volta guys. They are really, really trying. Let me also bring to you the co-opted member, the ex-official member, Senior Seto, Executive Director of the AOBA Secretariat, and then our Financial Secretary, Mr. Victor Pente. Give him a big round of applause. Our Treasurer, Senior Nana Benyin Dennis, is not here, but we sent a PDF with everybody's picture to show you who they are. We have 2 executive members, Senior Lukman and Aziz Bako. We also have a scribe, Leonard, who is currently out of the country. The chairman, Senior Samson Hammond, the vice chairman, Senior Smith Hassan, and myself, organizing secretary, Eko Daniel.
The vice chairman, Smith Hassan, is in Nigeria, is not here. Nanabe is also out of the country. So, apart from these people, everybody is here. And our regional representatives, we didn't have Central region coming. And then Ashanti region, we have John Gozo is here. Western region, Seo Anyabre is here. Northern region, they couldn't come. And then a co-op is Jojo Me is here. So, lawyer, what do? You swear me in, and I swear them in.
Lawyer Emisa of the 82-year group will be swearing in 87. 87 and 82. Hey, sorry.
Okay, so, yes. Please, I think we'll do it once. So, once, if you say I, then you mention your name and it goes round. I.
I, Samson Hammond. Chairman.
I, Lukman Salifu, Executive Chairman.
I, Victor Pente, Financial Secretary.
I, John Kwame Gozo, Kumasi Rep.
I, Aziz Bako, member.
I, Samuel Uzo, and I'm the Secretary Rep.
I, Dela Gajanko, Volta Region.
I said Jojo Me, Executive Director of the Secretariat.
I,
and ex-official member.
I, Eko Daniel, Organizing Secretary.
Hereby swear that I will faithfully and dutifully work in the position that I have been given. So help me God.
Thank you very much. The fastest swearing in.
Okay, somebody once said we should have given you a call. So help me Allah.
So help me Allah.
Shall we clap for him? Okay, I think we've been sworn in now, so we'll move forward. Is that fair? Next program.
Thank you very much. But if Aziz, you will stay behind. All right. Now that we have been sworn in, Aziz is a member of the financial committee of the now executives, and he will be sharing with us some fundraising ideas as we move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes, I think I'm going to. All right, I'll prefer to call it. I'll prefer to call it revenue generation than fundraising. When we started this meeting, we realized that we have been talking about how to raise or how to generate revenue for Adisadel College. As AOBA-GHANA has emerged, we believe that if we use the biggest brand in Africa, which is Adisadel College, as a foundation of revenue generation, we are going to be okay. So we developed some strategy that we believe will be able to help us become that Adisadel that we are, because Adisadel is in three folds. There's Adisadel the college, there's Adisadel the Old Boys Association, and there's Adisadel the brand. But what's happening is that Adisadel the brand has some potential that is not been tapped to the fullest, which means that the emergence or the birth of AOBA-GHANA is going to spark up that potential somehow, some way. Mr. Delagazanku was talking about the skill bank earlier on. In this presentation, we are going to look at having businesses, chapters becoming businesses instead of just becoming a group that raised 1,000 cedis, 10,000 cedis for Adisadel College. We are big talkers. So when we spoke about $3 million, I said to a colleague that Adisadel should be able to raise $10 million in 10 years. If the Adisadel brand is looked at, and then the skill bank, as the Lagos has presented, is looked at critically. So, for example, we have 275 constituencies in Ghana. Just imagine that we have, each constituency has 10 washing bays, 10 organizing areas, 3 cold stores, water depot, a drink joint, and etc. When this happens, what happens is that the first initial seed money is going to be the usual donation, because donations have an expiry date. Donations are things that in the nearest future is going to be fatigued, just like a gentleman mentioned, that the same group of people keep contributing over the last year. When you hear about fundraising, they say, oh, we have to go see Sam Jonah, we have to go see Kennedy Pond. The same names keeps repeating. The same names keep repeating. So we believe that if every chapter is able to create businesses, small businesses, it could be a Momo joint. It could be like I mentioned, a washing bay. We will be able to raise enough revenue where these revenues will be looking after both Adisadel and ourselves, because aside the 25-year projects, you realize that people go to sleep. But the thing is that we have a brand, and we don't just have a brand. We have a brand that has pride, and the thing that drives brands to become what they are is the pride that affiliated to them. There is Hyundai, there is Mercedes, there is BMW, there is Kia, there is this and that and that. They are all vehicles that are movers. However, there is a brand that carries this vehicle, and we have one of the strongest brands that there is. So we are urging that chapters, AOBA chapters, look into fundraising that leads into seed money to put in businesses, enterprises that will raise money to look after Adisadel, to look after AOBA-GHANA, to generate something into the trust fund and then look into one of the most important things that usually is neglected, the welfare of Adisadel members. We have raised money into funerals. We have raised monies into other things, but we should be able to even have some bit of money to celebrate birthdays, just like we mentioned the senior citizens and etc. If all these chapters are able to get businesses, I believe that there will be a certain percent of these revenue that can be just allocated to the old citizens or the ancient Santaclausians. So we are looking at chapters presenting to AOBA-GHANA some plans. We have some plans, we have some blueprints here, it's a suggestion, but we believe that if we are able to get businesses, I'll list a few of businesses that we listed that doesn't demand huge capital. However, we believe that they can generate a lot of funds. We have car wash stations, we have mobile money centers, we have water depots, we have drinks and wholesale and retail, we have chop bars and food joints, pubs and grills, laundry services, organizing and entire centers. And then we believe that with all of these businesses that are not capital intensive, our first seed money can be generated within this chapter, and we move in there, and then AOBA-GHANA will be able to have that money, and the $1 million that is expected of us, we're going to make it $5 million, you know, over a period. So this is what we want to do, and we believe that we are limited. We are not the kind of people that can be limited. Adisadel is a brand, and we have to take advantage of the brand. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Aziz. We will drop on the platform some of these ideas so that individual area and regional groups can take it up and then see how you can raise some money. Now, just before we come to an end, we want somebody also to speak quickly about strategies that we can use to mobilize ourselves at the regional or area levels. John Gozo, are you here? Please, quickly. This is our last presentation, and then let's understand. Kumasi appears to be one of the groups that are very organized, so we shall also learn from them.
Good afternoon once again. I believe as we Santaclausians, there's always a line in the school ode that we try to live by. In that sense, I think we all have classmates, housemates, and the likes on campus, even the ghetto boys amongst ourselves. We often meet at joints to talk about ourselves, to have discussion of friends, events that are coming up. I'm speaking about these things to be the basis by which usually these groups are formed. Maybe a 75-year group will meet the mate in traffic, and we want to check on another person. Now you realize that amongst them, 3 people have been formed. And out of the 3, there can be a multiply effect because each of them has somebody they've always been trying to connect to. So we are urging amongst ourselves that we pick up this strategy. In Kumasi, what we sometimes do is that we have leaflets that when you meet somebody in traffic, you share with him that meeting days is happening on Thursday of every month. So we give you the location, give you maybe pick your number, put you on the platform, and then we continue to encourage you. Find out where you're working, sometimes pay visits to where you work and try to fraternize with you and build up the relationship. We all believe that being a Santaclausian and coming together is not for the primary objective of trying to get jobs, whatever. I mean, it's basically to build the brotherhood amongst ourselves. And we believe that that should be the bond and the driving force that we should all live by. We in Kumasi have the privilege of even where we meet was given by one of our seniors, Mr. Kumi, who has done so well that for all these years, Stadium Hotel, he's been giving us his place. And even after our meetings, he provides us with a cement party of a sort. where we also, contribute, and then he adds up, and then we all have fun. So most often than not, our meeting days are very vibrant. Yes, you may not be seeing the number at meeting times, but we tend to have an encouraging number, over 300 participation, which is very good. So when events happen, when people have issues, it's easy to relate and then add up to whatever we intend to do. So we are encouraging everybody, when you meet a fellow Santaclausian, find a way to draw him into the circle and encourage him that we are a brotherhood. We intend to build up blocks that are going to help us and help the future, especially amongst ourselves and the youth that are coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Before we get to AOBA, we have Architect Kutin here. He is the chairman of the Permanent Secretariat Planning Committee. In other words, this place is a rented premises. Kennedy Ajipon has donated a land for us, and we are planning to build our own secretariat. And he is the chairman of the planning committee. So can we hear a word from him? Give us our house.
It will come. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting. The committee has been very active. We meet here. What I can tell you now, the point that we've got into is we have put together what will be the design brief, what will constitute the new building. I mean, what we want in kitchen, dining, offices, and all those things. But immediately we want to secure the land properly. We've been able to prepare a lease document for the transfer of ownership, the association. Kennedy somehow didn't transfer the ownership to himself, but I've met him. He's giving me the go-ahead. We have the name of the lease land, and we've used that to prepare the lease document. We are going to have that signed. Then we will do the registration and stuff like that. There are also what I will call squatters on the land. We are going to give them notice within this month or thereabout for them to start moving, because we've also done an estimate for the construction of a wall around the property. It's close to where Nana Jima Kunedu Rawlins is. Where Nana Jima Kunedu lives at Ajurangano. It's not too far from there. Yeah. So basically, this is where we are now. We are hoping that we'll be moving. We'll be doing the design definitely this year. And we'll be coming back to you for money to be able to construct. Thank you. If I relate it to plot size, I would say that 1 3/4 plots. Yeah.
Almost 2 plots in Nigeria.
Any more questions to him? Oh, this is not even up to 1 plot. No. Okay, let's continue. We have this book here written by Captain Andy Sam. Captain, will you want to say something about it? Please come.
Do you know him?
David knows me.
All right. Ladies. Wait, there's more. That's right. All right. Kindly, this is his Captain Andy Sam. In his days, he was known as Barbarossa, and he was an athlete of great and immense contribution to Adisco. He went to the national level. He won several awards and was very much instrumental in talking about Adisco on every platform. He's a life skills coach, and he's just offered the books to us. He's written other books, which we will be selling later on in the secretariat. He's also given us, because GEC was asking for secretariat support for furniture, he's also closing down an office, and he's asking that I come and look at what is there for him to donate to it. But I want us, thank you, I want us to listen to him because he's offering part of the mentorship thing we were talking about. He's already doing it corporately, and he wants to offer it. So I wanted him to make a very clear statement on it.
Thank you, Seto. I think at the saddle, there's one position that is very, or prize that is very, very important, and that is for the sports. In sports, and that is Victor Rodoro, and he's a winner of a Victor Rodoro. So you can say exactly what I'm talking.
Now, hello.
Asamaba.
He ran away from school to go and compete in national sports, and he won. So the school didn't know what to do with him.
In fact, the school decided to sack him. But when Olinspobi's wife got to know that, he asked Mr. Olinspobi, why are you troubling the guy? The guy has brought Hannah to this school, and you are still troubling him, so he was released. But let me also add that when I think I was in Form 2 or 3 when he finished. This guy represented the school in hockey, in football, in table tennis, cricket,
multi-athlete,
yeah, athletes,
cadet corps, basketball,
in fact,
boxing, and chasing girls as well.
Boxing. In fact, when the best result of 110 by 100 was between him, Havana Bay, this gentleman, and then who else?
Kobra Jemfi.
And Nyaku Ankra. And up to today, people believe that we had 2 batons. The Ogesco people who had Daniels, who was running for Ghana, we beat them, and they couldn't reconcile what happened. And they said up to today they believe we had 2 batons, but the second one was a disco baton, so no problem.
Well, Senior Hammond, if I may also add to this. By the way, we have Senior Pebi, who was the head prefect at that time. Senior Sam was the one who actually inducted me into the hockey team to become the hockey backup goalkeeper to Alabi. So that works. So thank you.
For those of you who are not, the Victor Rodorum, I won it 3 times, 67, 68, 69. And for multiple events as well. And then before I left school, I had played hockey for Ghana, played cricket for Ghana, and been a triple jump champion. That took me to win AFCON in hockey for Ghana and qualify for the World Cup. Hockey went to World Cup 36 years before football went, in 1975. But most of you don't even know. Kuala Lumpur. And at Kuala Lumpur, I was the 3rd goal in the goal king charts, even though Ghana was last out of 12 teams. I am just stating facts, just to let you know the history, what Adisada can take a young man and do with Adisada. I think maybe you were 2nd in the whole foot, huh? You were 2nd? I know you were 4th. Okay. But you were a long jumper. It was my... Yeah. I was telling the group before we came here that, for me, I was born for Adisada. I chose Adisada 3 times in my common entrance. 1st choice, 2nd choice, 3rd choice. That is why, naturally, I was selected. But I'm reading this book. There's a chapter on Adisada. For those of you who want to know about Adisada in the 70s, there's a chapter there. But I want to donate 100 copies of this book to the association. I'm not selling it.
But association can do whatever they like with it. I'm hoping that maybe they will raise some funds from it by whatever way you want to do it, and then to help. The other thing too that I've offered that if you come to my office, there are a lot of things, photocopier machines, a whole lot of things that have not been used that I think the Secretariat will benefit from. And finally, I've been a mentor to many people. I mentor families. I mentor children with talent in football. Both my two sons were professional footballers. In fact, my younger son played for Black Stars, though not in Ghana, so he's not well known. And my grandson is on the books of Chelsea, Arsenal, Barcelona, West Ham, and Fulham. So the genes is carrying on. I was manager of Ashanti Gold as well, football club. So where mentorship is concerned, I've been a retirement planning consultant to UT Bank, Carl Bank, Zenith Bank, and a host of other banks as well. And it's something that is close to my heart in terms of retirement planning. We start well, but we don't finish well. If the secretaries will allow me, I'll be quite happy to offer my time. I could literally walk to this place because I live 10 minutes drive from here. And if you want, I could do so. If you hear me and you feel that your company will also benefit, Charlie, retirement planning is very, very key. And ours is not a financial part. We talk about illnesses in your old age. We talk about family dynamics when you go on retirement. You don't know that a lot of marriages dissolve even after 60. When a man comes home, a lot of it. And then we do a whole lot of things as well. So those are the things that I can offer to the Old Boys Association. If they will want to do that, I'll be quite grateful to help. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Senior Sam, I think we are happy. On behalf of GEC, we want to thank you. And I want to assure you that for all the ideas and that you intend to offer, GEC will gladly accept them. And we are gladly happy to see you. I'll talk to the President, President Redu, and we would pay a formal courtesy visit. Yes, we will do that because and it's important that we do that. And to formally thank you again. So on behalf of the GEC and AOBA, GEC now, I speak for GEC, the holding company. So on behalf of GEC, we want to thank you. I think the landlord would come over because we were contemplating how to raise funds to buy some of the furniture, buy some of the office equipments for the Secretariat. So your offer comes handy and in good time for us. Thank you so much, Senior Sam.
He deserves a bigger round of applause, I beg you. We are sitting with a celebrity and the father of a celebrity. If a last big round of applause, I beg you. Let me also acknowledge that one of us is celebrating their birthday today, Senior Kujofin, at 60 today. In fact, I beg you, this one, let me take it over. Let's sing one happy birthday for him, I beg you. Ready, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Have you officially retired? All right. May God bless you now. 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 Hip, hip, hip. Nice one. Senior. As you are 60, we have two offers for you. Number one, make a 20,000 Ghana cedi donation to the trust fund, or buy everybody here one drink. Or both. Very well. Gentlemen, as you are aware, and lady, as you are aware, we had the AOB, any other business in between. And so considering the weather, we also have to be snappy. So you have something to say?
A suggestion, Chairman. Okay, they're talking. I want to suggest that AOBA-GHANA, we take note of some of the mighty or significant contributions that people make or have made in the past, like what Captain Sam, we have never heard of it. So let's be taking note of some of this. Maybe in future we'll have a roll of honor. Maybe if a classroom or something is labeled and then named after for generations to come and remember. In addition to that, we'll be hearing of the past headmaster Olius Pobi Memorial Lectures. I don't know, but there's this great man, Mr. Rafael Aite, who also contributed so much in terms of discipline over the 90s. We those who were there in the 80s and 90s, we know him, but very little is being heard about him. Let's remember some of these great people and honor them at the right time. Thank you.
Great suggestions. I think those are brilliant suggestions. However, let me say that the GEC has plans of having a museum. And so perhaps that can be taken up then. All right. Well, at that point, today by default, Cement Party is a default. Cement Party is a default. You have to make sure you take some before you leave. We also have some Sobolo. We have some small club beer. We have some small Guinness. These are just something small for you to touch your mouth. We have some small chops. Because it's AOBA-GHANA, contributions came from executives and individuals, some individuals. So bear with us. However, BlackBerry is also a Santa. And so what he has done today is that he has reduced all his drinks by 20%. Water is at the normal price. There's no markup on anything. It's not a levy. Basically, BlackBerry is not making any profit off Santaclausians this afternoon. And so their drinks are very, very low. And so if what we have is not enough, kindly approach the bar. We will soon open that. And we are grateful to BlackBerry for also supporting us. All right, shall we all be upstanding? Oh, as far as the books are concerned, we are not particularly raising funds yet. We are not doing that immediately. However, how much is it? Okay. So we will share the information with you on the platform. However, I beg you, Mr. Victor. How much is it? All right. So, gentlemen, by way of information, the book is retailing at about 600 Ghana cedis. If you are interested and you would like to have a copy, he will happily autograph it for you. Our Disco Boys will get it at a discount. And no discount. Listen, guys, we are using it to raise funds for AOBA-GHANA. You have to understand, Charlie. We are just raising funds for AOBA-GHANA. Meanwhile, while we are raising funds, while we are singing our school road, Mr. Kente here will be going around with our beautiful bow here. Very soon we'll change it to a black and white bow. Something small, silver collection. This is for AOBA-GHANA. All right. So without much, please, let's start. Start giving something small. 300.
No, 600.
No, it can't be 600.
We are using for fundraising.
That's why it can't be 600. So have 300. Let's say 400. How about 400? 400.
Wait. All right. Please, Senior Lookman. Senior, ready, go. Up, Santaclausians, stand up to honor those who have given us we are free. Our Maker, blessing upon us, bid us remember the strength of the name. As a haven, we share the glory, as to do exploit and not to their gain. Those who come after will take up our story. May be worthy of singing again. Play up, Santaclausians. Play up and play the game. Give nothing but your best and never think of rest. Play up for the school's great name. Play up, Santaclausians. So we don't play up and play the game. Give nothing but your best and never think of rest. Play up for the school's great name.
Father, we thank you for a day such as this. It's a day that you have already set aside from the time of creation. We have come, you've blessed us, you've led us, you've given us hope for the future. You've given us a new secretariat. Lord, we ask that you listen to the rest of our needs that we need to do for your body of Christ. Father, this school was set up by missionaries. So we are basically people of your ilk. May you bless us all, our homes and our businesses and our children. May we always walk and make this school proud. In Jesus' name, I've prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Fiat. Adesado. Please. Announcement, please. Announcement, please. Let's go ahead.
Captain Sam tells us that the retail price is 600, but we are selling at 500. The object is to raise funds for AOBA-GHANA. That's the object. So you are actually contributing, not only buying the book, but contributing money as inception money for AOBA-GHANA. Thank you and God bless. So for those who want it, come right now, or you can.
AOBA-GHANA, you can pay with mobile money. We'll share with you when you come.
You can pay through Momo or cash at the moment.
So 500 Ghana. I beg you, Kelvin. Kelvin, can we start serving, please? Let's start serving.
Yeah, the Soakings. It's cement party time.
Charlie.